How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa beer reviews with a little bit of Crowler goodness, hopeful goodness from Conclave Bluing. Is that a thing? No, it is, but not for beer. And they're clearly pills. Yeah, 4.7%. Big old Crowler pills. This comes courtesy of my boy Keith. Yeah, earlier in the week, he's like, "Hey man, you want a Crowler Pilsner from Conclave?" I think he's just dumb as hell asking me if such dumb questions. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dive into these. Conclave is one of my favorite breweries in New Jersey. I think they make absolutely fantastic beer, and anytime they do these low ABV crushers, I am 100% on board. Pretty much everything they do. So yeah, a soft unfiltered pills, nice little soft carbonation on it, a little snow globy actually. It's kind of twisting in there, kind of pretty, if you will. Can't lie, says Conclave Brewing. It's done. I love it, man. Honestly. I mean, there's stuff in the back about recycling and all that kind of stuff. Anyway. Yeah, let's get the nose. I'm not getting much of anything here. Like, I'm not getting malt. I'm not getting hops. I'm not getting yeast. I'm not even getting, like, a water profile. Super neutral. Maybe a soft little, like, melon characteristic. More of, like, a Kolsch vibe off of it than a Pils. Not even much as far as a lager. Very, very neutral nose on there. Really not much as far as anything noteworthy. I mean, it's a Pilsner, so you're not expecting a bunch, but you're not really getting a bunch here either. Yeah, I'm just going to dive in. Cheers. Okay. It's really, really a very reserved Pilsner, even from Pilsner standards. The malt almost comes off drying, or the yeast comes off drying in a combination of the malt actually being like a drying component, almost like it's a flaked oat pilsner, but it's not. It's not. You're not getting a if it's a crackery kind of pilsner, it's a dry ass crackery pilsner. I'm not getting a big malt component off of it. Water's neutral. It's not overly funky as far as lagering goes or anything like that, but it's subtle and it's there. Hops are by far and away the most aggressive thing here. Gets kind of floating subtly into that Czech Pils kind of territory. The hop comes off in a cool way, and then it comes off both that kind of tannic tea-like kind of herbal bittering, but there's a pop of a little bit of kind of a weed-pulling weedy greenness to it. It's infinitely subtle, but it's there. I like it. I like it as a drinking beer. I mean, it's just weird. It doesn't remind me of a Pilsner. It doesn't. I'm not a BJCP nerd, so I'm not going to sit here and knock it and be like, oh, this doesn't taste exactly like a Pilsner. Give it a -F. I'm not one of those guys. But it just doesn't come off as a Pilsner. Now, I know my buddy picked up a Crowler. That could always come down to carbonation, stuff like that. I don't think that's the case here. I think it's less than a day old. It's tasty. It's drinkable, but if I drank this blind, let's put it this way. If I drank this beer blind and you said, what is this? I might end up going default Pilsner because I wouldn't know where else to put it, because that's kind of where it ends up. It just lacks the malt and the balance of a small Pilsner and leans too heavily into the hop. Even though the hop isn't overly aggressive, it's by far and away the star of the show. It just comes off as more of like, you know what it comes off as like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, is like almost like the Lagunitas hoppy water, but in a beer form. Like if you made like a super low ABV, neutral, no denominational beer, and threw extra hops in it, just to be like, hey, like a dry hopped blah blah blah. That's the way it comes off. So this is not going to not be drank. Double negatives all day. I like this. I like it as a beverage. I like it as a drink, but I love it as a Pilsner. Leaves a little bit to be desired, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, weird beer, because I simultaneously like it, but I'm a little bit confused by it. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better Pilsners I've had as of late? No. Is it one of the more crispy, chuggable beers I've had as of late? Yes. There you go. Science. Let's see what else. Value and availability. It's Conclave. You gotta go get it and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like Pilsner, cold, small, little chuggable beers, you'll dig this. That's where this beer wants to be, and that's where it is. So if you like chugging some beers, you'll love chugging this. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of, a little bit of Conclave right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.